Hi everyone, this is Russell. I want to give a quick tutorial on the Elgato HD60 and pretty much setting up a YouTube account, because I did set up a YouTube account for my boys using the Elgato HD60 capture device and was having some sound issues, and everything that I searched on YouTube, all the things that they were telling me to try, nothing worked. So it was a lot of aggravation. It took a couple of days worth of trial and error. So hopefully I can help somebody else out if they're having a similar problem, not to go through the aggravation that I did. I picked up this right here, Elgato Game Capture. It was under $200 depending on where you get it from. I picked up a Snowball Blue microphone. I also picked up a GoPro. You don't need that, but I love it. That's what I'm recording on right now. Here's the HD60 hooked up already. Very simple. One side has a single HDMI port, which goes to your TV or your monitor. The other side has audio jack for plugging in chat headphones or other headphones directly into the capture device. It's got another HDMI port which goes to your console, PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, pretty much anything with an HDMI. If you don't have an HDMI and you have an adapter, it'll probably work just as good. And then it's got the USB, which plugs into the back of your computer. After I hooked that up, I went to elgato.com and to downloads and support, and I initially downloaded. I'm running iMac. I'm running Macs in general, so I downloaded the OS X version 2.1 with Stream Command. Did say it was beta, but I downloaded it anyway. As soon as I opened up the program, I was having some lag issues and audio issues, sound, especially as soon as I hit the live commentary, the voice, right from the start. It was kind of bad. The voice sound was horrendous. It could barely understand my son as he was capturing. I searched YouTube, the web. Everything that was on there wasn't fixing the problem. There were help sections which were telling me to take off flash recording. It was telling me to take off, change the profile, put the quality down. This is in the game capture settings. The other one right here is the preferences. Nothing like that was working. They were telling me to adjust the game audio volumes. They were telling me to adjust the live commentary audio volumes. Nothing was working at all. Sound was bad. I plugged in a mic into the Elgato itself here. Didn't do anything. Most computers have a headphone jack in the back. I plugged in headphones just for the hell of it, thinking maybe there was some type of feedback issue. That didn't do anything. I plugged in the Blue directly into the PlayStation to pick up sound from there. Didn't do a thing. Called up Elgato, went through the same stuff with them. Didn't work. Called them back, got somebody else, sounded like he knew what he was talking about, and he said, hey, listen, it is beta. Especially with the Macs, there are some bugs. We are working on it, but do yourself a favor and download the 2.0.4. It is a new version still. The only difference is it doesn't have face cam, and when you do live streaming, it's not 1080. Quality is still great, but it's not 1080. He said we are working on it. It will be up and running soon, so just be patient and download the other version, and you'll save yourself a lot of trouble. I did that. I first deleted the 2.1, then I put this version that you're seeing right now on, and it worked great right from the start. I had to do some minor adjustments. I'll go through that to show you, but right away it worked great. There were no issues, and I love it. It's a great piece of equipment. The first thing I did do is, after I opened it up, is I went to the game capture preferences, and I took off record live commentary and separate audio track. If you are doing editing with third-party software, stuff like that, you might want this because it'll put it in a separate file, and you can do some editing, overlays, etc. But the whole idea of this HD60 is to put everything all together in one, and makes life a lot easier. I left enable flashback recording on because if you want to record, if you're recording and let's say you're not recording and something happens that you really want to record, you can go back in time and start from there, and you'll be good. It is a nice feature. I did check sharing to use 1080 for iPad and Apple TV exports, because my kids use a lot of iPad and stuff, and I want a good quality on that. The next is the Elgato capture settings itself. Just make sure that it's on whatever input device that you are using. I have PlayStation 4 right now. The input is HDMI. This I left the same. Profile, whatever you want. I have it on 1080. I have the best settings, allow 60 FPS. My computer can handle it. And everything else I pretty much left the same. This analog audio, unless you have something hooked up directly into the HD60, you don't need to mess with that. This is one thing I did have to change. The TV compatibility came default on number 2. What was happening is when I would close this program out, the PlayStation on the TV would just go to a black screen. It would fade to black every few seconds. I turned and I started messing with these adjustments. I went to number 3, 4, and then I tried number 1, and that fixed it. So if you're having a similar problem, just do that. Give it a couple seconds. If you're good to go, hit OK, and you'll be all set. The other thing I did is with this automatically reduced game sound. I had that checked. Didn't sound quite natural to me, so I unchecked it. I put my game audio to -5, and I just made sure that the audio input was a little bit higher so you can hear the voice when you talk. Just make sure whatever microphone, external microphone you have hooked up, you check that. You might want to also double check it in your computer settings to make sure you're on that also, and not the internal. And pretty much that's it. This is for live streaming. I have a great upload and download speed, so I have it to the max. Just make sure that if your upload and download speeds aren't that high, you just want to go a little bit lower, so you don't start lagging and stuff like that. Make sure your live commentary is lit up, and you pretty much just hit the capture button, and you'll be good to go. After you capture, you'll go over to the edit section, and everything that you have will be listed right there. As far as computers go, just make sure you can use a Mac, you can use a laptop, PC, doesn't matter. Just make sure that it's a decent computer. If it should be an i5 or better. i7 is preferred processor I'm talking about. Minimum they say 4 gigs of RAM, but if you ask me, 4 is still too low. You should have minimum of 8. This iMac does have 8 gigs. I am upgrading it to 16 just because if you're capturing and you want to do something on something else on your computer, it's nice to have more RAM so it doesn't slow anything down. Right now I am going to give you a little bit of an example. I am capturing right now. The game is coming on. I muted everything so you don't hear any like double voices or anything like that. But here we go. I'm just gonna do some gameplay, some shooting while I am talking so you could hear exactly, you know, what's going on. You could hear the quality is what I should say. So that's what happens when you play one-handed and you don't look. Anyway, let me quit out here. Wow, not so easy one-handed. And then once you're done capturing, shut it down right there. Go over to edit, and it should be right there. One more thing, just make sure when you are capturing your video title, game description, you want to change that to whatever you're playing. This was on Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. That's what my son was playing prior, and that's what he had uploaded to YouTube. I didn't change it. Just make sure you change that. And go over to edit. And here we go. Here's the capture I just did. You'll be good to go. After you capture, you'll go over to the edit section, and everything that you have will be listed right there. You could move forward. I am capturing right now. The game is coming. Exactly, you know, what's going on. You can hear the quality. That's what happens when you So anyway, you get the idea. A lot of times, just for info, if other people are talking on the game, it's going to pick up all the chat, and from other players you might want to mute them, especially if you are capturing. But if you have friends playing and you're in a party, you want to leave that on. You might want to raise the game audio a little bit just so you can hear the game better, but you guys will figure all that out as you go along. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I recommend this piece of equipment to anyone. They did a great job, Elgato, and hopefully this will help anyone out if they have any kind of similar issues like I did. Alright, thanks for listening. Talk to you later.